All right. Welcome to our team call, everyone. I am so excited you're here, and I really appreciate you taking the time because whether you're listening to the recording or you're with us live, our time is just so valuable this during this season. Summer, just getting out of, hopefully, fully getting out of COVID. But just we have a lot going on. So I just want to say thank you for taking the time. It means a lot to me as one of the team leaders tonight and also to the others. So I want to introduce to you the consistency chain tonight. With a show of hands, who was able to listen to the recording by Michelle Barnett? Okay. Wow, this is great. We got some good people or good numbers listening. If you haven't listened yet, be sure and get that from your sponsor. And if you've listened once, you might want to listen a second time because I've now listened 3 times and I keep getting more information from it. But I just want to give you a quick overview of what Michelle introduced to us. First of all, I think she's just a very articulate, smart girl. I've always enjoyed listening to her trainings. And I'm going to introduce a few concepts and then we're going to just open it up for some dialogue and some questions because I think that's where the magic happens. So the first concept she introduced to us was the 80-20 concept. I think we've all used that concept from time to time and kind of thrown it around, but I just want to remind you of a few examples that she used that I thought were very effective. 20% of our team, think about your team, will produce 80% of your results. And you know why that is because 20% will really be able to share with passion and enthusiasm and will step out of their comfort zone. And so you'll get a lot of results from them. 20% of our social media posts will produce 80% of the traffic. Have you noticed that? You post, 4 or 5 times and just one post really hits home. And you sometimes go, well, I didn't really even think that post was that good. But it had a lot of traction and it got a lot of comments. This last one is always interesting to me. 80% of the complaints that come from our customers come from 20% of our customers. So there's certainly groups of people that will just be more oriented towards complaining and being vocal. So that's the 80-20 rule. But I'm going to move into how this affects our business. First of all, she explained that the 80%, which is again, most of our team, it could be even us in some ways. 80% of our team has the ESP mindset. And that's not reading minds, but it means that they want to do things that are easy, safe, and pleasurable. And they truly want instant gratification. So don't lose sight of that. I'm going to go back to it a few times. And I relate to this. I want to do things that are easy and that are safe and that are pleasurable. And I love celebrating, I love instant gratification. The other thing that 80%ers really like are and relate to, which think about your team again and think about yourself, is ER goals. In other words, they like progress goals instead of defined goals. So let's talk about a few examples. Think about the people in your shred group. They want to get healthier, right? They don't love the idea of losing 30 pounds. That sounds too big. That sounds too monstrous. Think about people you work out with. They want to get stronger, but they don't want to think about, did I gain 20% muscle mass, And think about your Juice Plus partners. They want to be a better partner. They want to inspire more people to live a healthy life, but they don't love the idea of getting to sales coordinator in 6 months. That sounds too hard. It sounds too big. But ER goals really are attainable and believable for the 80%. And again, it's okay if we are 80%, but we know also that 80% of our team is an 80%er. So we're trying to think about our team and we're trying to think about ourselves. So let's introduce the consistency chain. And this is something I thought Michelle did a great job of introducing. First of all, she suggested, and I have to tell you, I'm kind of a skeptical person. I was a little bit leery when I saw this. I'm like, oh, another gadget. But I've already given it a try, and I want to share a little bit about that in a minute. But she suggested printing a calendar. You can find these free on the internet, and you just literally type into Google free images of the calendar. And so print your calendar. Then she said, let's commit to one new connection a day. For me personally, I'm committing to someone that I have not talked to about Juice Plus, one new connection. Not always going to talk to them about Juice Plus that day, but at least it's a new person that I can start building a relationship with. Or if they've been in my life and I've never introduced Juice Plus, I might count it as a connection because I want to introduce the concept of nutrition and what I'm passionate about. So you can figure out what works best for you and how you want to view this. But bottom line is we want to commit to one new connection a day. That sounds pretty doable, right? I know it did for me. And then we want you to join our Voxer chat. And we want to hear how your journey's going. What we have found is if you get into this Voxer chat, what we're going to do is ask all of our team members if they want to be a part of it. So each leader will do that. We'll set up a Voxer chat with just the leaders. Then as you agree that you want to be a part of the chat and join the challenge, the Consistency Chain Challenge, you'll be added to the Voxer group. So then we want to hear from you. We want to know, tell us about your connection that day. What worked, what didn't work. Let's celebrate. Half of what the 80%ers want to do is have instant gratification, and they want to hear you celebrate with them. So that's what we're going to do in the Voxer chat. We're going to help one another. We're going to chat. And we're going to discuss maybe how we can do things different, or what tool's the best tool to use for a nurse, for example. So I think it can be a great place. But she created, which I think is so fun, a little system of reward. So first of all, every time you make a connection, you write them on your calendar, and you can see my calendar is there. You write their name, and then you make an X. And she explained that we don't want to break the chain. And as long as we're able to keep our chain going, I'm going to talk about chain grace in just a moment, we're going to be able to get a reward at the end of the month. So what happens is if we have some skin in the game, we'll typically stick with it. And if we have a reward, we'll stick with it. So what she's suggesting, and what we've agreed as leaders, is that you will send in $10 at the beginning of July if you'd like to join us for the consistency chain. So you can decide each month if you want to join us. But the longer you do this, I think you're going to see bigger and bigger results. So you send in $10. I would suggest doing that on Venmo or PayPal, whatever's easy with your leader. And then at the end of the month, if you didn't break your chain, you get $20 back. Might not seem like a lot, $10 a month, but it's just a little way of rewarding yourself. And maybe you make a plan and you say, after I do 3 months in a row, I'm going to go get my nails done. Do something fun for yourself, right? So let's talk about chain grace, consistency, chain grace. So she explained, and you can see there in my visual, that I take Sundays off. That's just important to me and my family. So, and some of you will take Saturday and Sunday off. Totally great. What you do on those days that you take off, or maybe you go on vacation for a week, at the end of your time off, your grace day, you come back and you make it up. So in my case, on a Saturday and Sunday, maybe I didn't work. On Monday, I would have 2 extra connections on top of my 1 connection for that day. So that's called consistency chain grace. And I love it. It makes it so easy. That means all of us can participate. And it also means that all of us can win or be a part of the success factor, earning $20 back each month. Let's talk about why this would, or what's in it for you. Why would this benefit you? First of all, we're going to have fun with it. You know, sometimes we have these big contest and you're like, oh, that's 6 months out. It's really too unattainable. I don't really believe I can do it. So I'm not even going to go for it. But in this case, we can all commit to one new connection a day and keeping our chain going. So this is something we can all do. There's not one person on our team that can't make a consistent connection each day if they choose to. And we can celebrate together. We can change more lives together. And it's easy follow up. I have to tell you, I know it's kind of odd because, I've been doing this for a while, but I like this better than some of the other tools I've used because I'm such a visual person. So I am finding that in my case, I have a little orange symbol when I get a new customer. So this person I talked to on June 9th, I started my consistency chain on the 1st of June, just kind of practicing to see if I would like it. And I didn't get every day the first week. I broke my chain, but I could have made it up. I just haven't yet. So what I'm trying to do is track my customers. And as I get them, it's really nice to see them in color. The other thing that I'm enjoying doing is being able to go back and say, oh, I haven't talked to Amy. That was 2 weeks ago. I need to go back and follow up with her because I really didn't hear back from her after I sent that video. So this is really helping me to build a stronger pipeline. Sometimes I think that I'm doing Juice Plus activities every day, and what I'm doing is behind the scenes research, maybe listening to a video, maybe doing some kind of administrative work. But what I know is changing lives is when I talk to people, and this is helping me track it. One connection a day. So easy follow-up was where I was going with that. Grace Days, I love that concept. I love the name. I thought she did a great job with that one. And there are rewards. Right now, our team leaders have all agreed to give back your $10, as a reward. You put in 10 at the beginning, you get 20 when you don't break the chain. But we're also going to be creative and come up with some fun little tchotchkes to send you as well. So maybe it's a Juice Plus promotions, gift card, maybe it's a shaker bottle, whatever. We just want to make it fun. So look for those surprises as well. So with that said, I'm going to stop sharing screen and I want to talk a little bit about this because many of you have listened to the video. You've heard me now review it at a high level. And so I want to hear your feedback. Has anybody tried it? Has anybody had some success so far? And does it sound doable for you all?
I'll go.
Go for it.
I'll go. So I listened to that call the other night and watched the video, and I, like you, just thought, I'm just going to play with this and just see if this works for me, because I too am a visual person. I take lots of notes. I have notes everywhere. But then I found that following up for me was a problem because I didn't have the visual of who I talked to already. So I put 3 names down this week of people that I want to invite to salad night, and 2 of them I already have. So when we do our function in July, our dessert night, actually, we're going to do. But so I like it so far. I like the Grace Day. That's always nice to know that you got a little break in the action. It's time to recharge a little bit. So I'm looking forward to doing that. So we'll see.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Annette.
Yep.
Look at that. Got your little calendar printed.
Mm-hmm.
You just took a copy of a calendar you had at home, right?
I did. I took it off the wall and just made a copy of it. And I don't like the idea, though, of putting the X across it, because when I X things out, it makes me feel like I've already done it. So that's a little unnerving to me, but we'll see.
Yeah, play around with it. If you want to do it a little differently, I don't write down the name until after I've done it. So therefore I can exit, right? Mm-hmm. And that was her suggestion. But if you'd like to do it a little different, it's no problem. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. How did you feel when you made that connection that you said you were going to make? I just want to know how it felt in your, heart.
It was easy to share what we do on those Thursday nights at your house every month. Because people really are looking for something fun to do, especially in the summertime. I think women, men are playing golf, women are like left at home doing whatever, I don't know. But but that it felt good to just invite people and just say, oh, it's just a great community to be with. And a lot of people are new to this area, as you know. So it's just, I'm looking forward to meeting some new people and just going from there. So we'll see.
I love it. Thank you, Annette.
Oh, you're welcome.
I posted that in a Voxer chat to you a while back, but it kind of could have gotten lost. So it was a direct Voxer chat for the link, but we can get it again to you tomorrow, no problem. If anybody doesn't have it, your sponsor or your partner will get it to you. It's about a 26-minute video. Who else wanted to share?
I'll share in that it is a little bit different for those of us who've been using Teamsy, and Teamsy is a contact management system that brings up customers, prospects, and prospects, team. So you've got a lot of different possibilities for contacting. This is new contacts. New people in your universe that you have not spoken to them before about Juice Plus. So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more boiled down and simplified. And I think when I first started practicing this, or when I first heard Michelle's call, I thought, oh, that's easy. I talk to people all day. This is no big deal. It's actually very challenging in a lot of ways. And I'm not saying that to be discouraging. I'm saying that to be truthful, because you'll really have to train your brain to look for opportunities to speak to new people. And once you can start thinking about noticing new contacts that are in your universe, it will be all you see anymore. It's like we were talking, I was talking to Severin earlier today, when you see a new car that comes on the market and you'll say, oh, I've never seen that Honda CRV before. It must be a new model. Like that's the only car you'll see on the road, because you just your brain starts recognizing what you're thinking about. So if you're thinking about just looking to meet new people, just being curious about people that you run into in the grocery store, and not, being in and out kind of mindset, but looking for opportunities to meet new people.
I love that. Christy shared a story with me today about being in, I think it was, what's the name of the group that you were at with the accounts setting up for Anna Grace?
Yeah, the Charles Schwab office.
So she was in the Schwab office, and then tell a little bit about this person that you met and then you pursued.
Sure. So she was helping me get some accounts set up for my kids. And there's a little bit of an issue. My daughter had 2 addresses. It wasn't getting set up like it should. And she, I think, anticipated that I was going to be super frustrated. And she said, I'm so sorry. I just don't have this ready for you today. I don't have an answer. I said, it's fine. I said, I'm past this office, 100 times a week. No big deal. And she said, thank you. I don't often get grace from a lot of people. I usually get, people who expect things right away. I said, I have learned that if I don't give it, I don't get it back. And I just said something like, flippant or whatever. And that led us into an incredible conversation, just how she is a wife of she's a military spouse. Her husband's been living away for 2 years because of COVID. She couldn't get back on the base to be with him. She has 2 little kids. She had to drop out of her nutrition class at college. She's in a graduate program, and she's working a customer service job at a finance place, which we had the finance in common too. But it led to us having breakfast this morning, and I didn't say a word about Juice Plus, not one word. I just wanted to get to know her and start to build a relationship. And I could totally tell that she needed a friend first and foremost, but she would have been on my calendar today. as a new contact.
Good one. What other questions and or discussion? Do you think this is going to be something you can give a try to? I mean, you could practice a few days before July 1st because we got a whole week, right? When is July 1st? Next Thursday. Yeah. Tell me what you're thinking. It's okay if you're, kind of concerned or you're not into it. It's not a right or wrong here.
I didn't listen to the video the first day you posted it. I was a couple of days behind, but I already made 2 calls to people that I knew. These aren't perfect strangers, like Christy had a chance to do because I haven't been out, but I made the calls. And so I'm encouraged. One person put me off for a week because they were busy, but that's okay. It's just kind of starting to build. And I didn't say anything about Juice Plus. I just said, hey, let's go have lunch. So
Perfect.
and use that because I know it's kind of like Christy. I know this person needs a friend right now. So, and then the other one is a financial person as it happens. So, and again, I'm just kind of strengthening the relationship in some places that I've had. It seems funny to think that you have people that you haven't talked to Juice Plus about, but sometimes it hasn't been the right time or the right situation, or it's just somebody that either through business or something that you don't see every day.
Absolutely. Those are some great examples. Thank you, Brenda. How did you feel after you reached out, even if you didn't get
Oh, yeah, I was excited just to, I'm
Yeah.
looking at it, just to have a thing to say, okay, I checked off this box. I love to check off the boxes and scratch
I love checking off
them
boxes.
through.
Yeah, I make lists even when I've already done the task and just mark it out because I
Yeah,
feel
just to mark it out. Yeah, just to
Yeah,
write
yeah.
it down so I can mark it out.
right. Yeah, love it.
Hey, I'm just thinking of this out loud as we're talking about this, just using this basic calendar. But if you have another system in place where you track your connections with people, this would be like for instance, this gal I talked to today, I would have her on my calendar and then I would probably transition her to Teamsy.
Yeah. I would put her
Right.
in Teamsy to start with and flag her, that this is
Yeah.
part of the CC, connection.
And that might be a great way to just, write down a few notes from our conversation. If you do an Excel spreadsheet or gosh, even if you just write notes on the calendar, like on the notes side of the calendar, that would be fine too. But
Yeah.
just have some way, like maybe you have an orange highlighter that is a follow-up and a yellow highlighter that's a phone call next week, or however you want to play with it that feels easy and trackable for you.
I wanted to chime in. It seems like there's been kind of a common thing. I reached out to somebody today that I noticed just needed a friend. She has been going through a really tough time, and I ended up finding out that she's not been working for 30 days. The job she was working, they have downsized, and she hasn't been working. And she has 2 young kids. Her husband's in the military and travels, and the conversation went so far into her becoming a partner and maybe just trying to get her product for free, but getting other people's orders in first so she can do that. And it just became like a really great conversation. And it was so organic. She's been wanting to try the chewables for so long, but money's an issue. Well, money's not an issue right now. We can get her started and she can sell for free. So it really ended up being good. And I found that just being there for people. My girl Tempe, she's a new partner. She's going through a really tough time and she's an esthetician. She ordered everything. She got the Trio and the Omegas, and she started, I think she got them on a Thursday. And I don't remember, Christy, was it 4 days later? She texted me and she was like, my skin is like, I can't even, she is like so shocked, y'all. So she's sitting with her dad right now, trying to get him an order. She wants to do all the things. She wants to make her own tinctures. She wants to make her own products for her studios. It's just, I reached out because I knew that she was in a tough spot. And it's not like we're taking advantage of people during a hard spot. It's we're helping them. And a lot of the people that we know, the way that we help them is by showing them how they can help others. Because if that doesn't make you happy, I mean, I don't know, that makes me really happy. That makes me happier than doing things for myself. So I found that in that season of life, when people really need the help, we can help them, because not only will Juice Plus help their mentality a little bit with taking it and being consistent and getting a routine, but it also helps them maybe build some confidence in their own life. So kind of saw that. Oh, sorry. I kind of saw that as a common theme that we were all kind of talking about.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Thank you for pointing that out, Nicole. Any other thoughts or questions? We got just a few more minutes. I want to be very aware of our commitment to stick with 30 minutes. Does it make sense to you that many of us are 80%ers? And then there's this really small bit that's 20%ers that really relate to these big goals, these long-term goals. I really think I'm an 80%er. I like things that are easy, safe, and pleasurable all day long. Makes me happy. Nancy?
Yeah, I wanted to say something. I didn't hear about this until today, so I did have a chance to listen to it. And I love the simplicity of it. I love the check off the box and just to start thinking. And you girls have been very encouraging, sharing what you shared. Yes, so we're trying to get restarted sort of in a way here in Kingsport. A lot of things going on, a lot of changes and stuff. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really good tool. And I'm a very visual person. I love having that in front of me, and I love having the how you reach out to people and the follow-up part of it. That's just important too. So thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
I'm so glad you're with us, Nancy.
Thank you.
I will just tell a little secret on myself. I was using my form. It looks like this, and I lost it. Can you believe it? I was like, I still haven't found it, but I had taken a photo of it to do this presentation. So now I've printed my photo. So all that to say, if you're at all like me with a busy desk, I've now found a plastic thing to keep all my calendars in so that I don't lose this very valuable resource, because I was starting to feel like I had lost my real calendar. That's how desperate I was. I'm like, who were all those people I talked to, you know? So thank God I'd taken a photo of it. So hopefully you're not as unorganized as I am and you will lose a piece of paper, but just, you know, just in case, find a way to keep track of it. Any other questions? I'm so glad y'all joined us tonight, and I hope that you're encouraged like I am, just to take one small step a day. And some people have really busy lives going on. I mentioned that in the beginning. I think all of us do, really. But I would just encourage you to consider joining us for the consistency chain. And we will create the Voxer chat, and we'll all be a part of it so that we can encourage one another, not just individual teams, not just Severn's team or not just Christy's team. As you say that you want to be a part of it and you send in your $10 for July, we'll add you to the group, and then you'll stay a part of the group as long as you'd like to be, because I think it's just encouraging. And I am excited to see what's going to happen in our business as we have just daily consistency, one connection a day. All right, girls, have a great night. Thanks for joining us.
Good night. Bye. Love you.